Hey, folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to take a look at a little mishap that took place for the warning for Danny in particular at their Hollywood, Florida gig opening for Halsey on May 25th, playing Satisfied. Of course, this is a short set. They've been playing shorter sets as they open for Halsey. This particular song, apparently something happened with the guitar. So we have been swamped with requests to check this out, so we thought this would be a good opportunity to do it. Welcome back, Adrian, by the way. I know you were gone for the weekend, and so hope that was all fun. This happened in the meantime, so I thought we should take a look at this and give our thoughts on it. So I have not looked at the whole thing yet. I have seen a little snippet, but I'm not going to give away any spoilers. So, Adrian, you know the song Satisfied, and you're also well aware of things going wrong on stage while you're up there trying to perform.
I've been through that.
Yeah, so we can empathize. All right, let's see what happens, and we'll discuss afterwards.
What's up, Hollywood, Florida? We are waiting, and this song's called Satisfied. You can take all that you want, but it will never be enough. Be open, pay attention on display. I'm reading rust like a machine. I will complete, I will obey, I will perfect my every move, my every word, till there is nothing of me left. I'm stuck in atrophy, I'm trapped inside the city, baby. Like a machine, I will complete, I will obey, I will perfect my every move, my every word, till there's nothing of me left. And you, hey, you, it's time, please don't say it. I don't care, certainly good, certainly good. I do a solo here, and it's pretty cool. Usually, here we go. I've never sung this song without a guitar before. It's kind of fun. You can take all that you want, but it will never be enough. Piece by piece, I break away. Tell me, are you satisfied?
Okay, well, there's a nightmare for a lot of musicians. Being handed essentially a dead guitar. It doesn't work. here you go. Yeah, this is not good. I think Danny did a really good job of handling the situation. Clearly, she was a little bit like, ah! But she channeled it very well, and it was entertaining. I love I usually play a solo here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I missed that solo with the pedal and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right. Oh, well. Yeah, boy, that can be a real rattling thing. But I mean, my understanding is it didn't rattle her, and she seemed to do all right with it. I mean, live music, folks, these things happen. Sometimes that's just the way of the world. No matter how much preparation, sometimes something like that will happen. I think that it was pretty entertaining anyway. It's a little bit of a shame that it's in front of an audience that's mostly there for Halsey. However, not entirely. And actually, the incident itself may have caused more people to become curious about the band. Sometimes that's how it works. You get a spectacle that was unexpected, and you start looking them up. What does that song actually sound like? Something like that. So anyway, I thought she did a wonderful job there of keeping her cool, doing a little dance, blowing off a little steam with the audience, telling jokes, all very professionally done and pretty cool. I do feel bad for the anxiety she must have felt a little bit. I know she's a pro. I know that she expects things like this. You always should expect the unexpected, but still, when it's happening, especially for an extended period of time. I mean, that was more than a minute. That was full. That was through most of the song, actually. I think she did a great job. So let that be a lesson to you. If your guitar goes dead, just start dancing and telling jokes. You'll be fine, I mean, actually, the whole point is just keep your cool. It's not going to be the end of the world, no matter what. Even if you're on like the Grammys or something, just, the way you do it as a performer is, that's all right. Heck, I expected that. And we're gonna roll with it. Or I didn't, but we're gonna roll with it because nothing's that serious in life.
Yeah.
So
one of my own methods is that if you make a mistake, use it.
Yeah. Well, in this case, it's kind of tough to do that.
Yeah.
I also note it sounds to me like maybe Pow shut off the backing tracks because I couldn't really hear anything other than the bass and the drums after it became clear what was going on there. So if people have thoughts on that, let me know. Yeah, I think everything up there was live, at that point. Just because, you can't have other stuff going on if there's no guitar. I mean, it's just better if you don't anyway. It was something they all had to handle, and I think they did well with it. It is what it is. That's live music, It's the way it goes. Hey, at least it wasn't the Super Bowl. Well, even if it was the Super Bowl, live music.
What?
Hey, at least then you would know it wasn't a pre-recorded performance, right? All right. Well done, sisters. Handling adversity, handling a crisis with just being plucky about fixing that situation, I thought was a good, solid strategy. All right. So, folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of that? Were you there to witness this? What was your reaction? And what was the crowd's reaction? How did it go just in general? Did the band come back to that moment at any point during their set? I don't imagine they did, but perhaps they did. Could have been a joke or something. By all means, give your thoughts. And if you have other suggestions for us, leave those below, particularly anything on this most recent tour. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Don't forget, we have another channel, Modern Rock Talk, where we're putting interviews and interview requests, reviews, reactions. If you have something for us that you want us to check out, you can leave that below as well. But go check it out. We have over 40 warning reactions over there already, and more coming all the time. All right. And thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Take care, folks.
See y'all later.